I told you I was gonna be in my right spot. Girl, why you leaning forward? It's right here. Y'all, let me tell you. I had a whole conundrum happening 10 seconds before the show. I mean, when I say a whole one, an entire. Child, this chair not gonna bother me. All right, welcome to another episode of 1 Billion Brave. Hi, like, y'all good? How y'all doing? Let's talk about it. How y'all, like, y'all straight? Y'all good? I'm so excited that you guys are here. Like, let's soak it all in. Let's soak it all in. Let's soak it all in. I'm just so excited. I'm just grateful. First of all, I'm grateful that I'm in my right spot, huh? Because it was uncomfortable sitting over there. That's not where I sit. This is the corner. This is the designated area. All right, welcome to another episode. We're on episode 14, like season 5. Golly, that's crazy to me. I'm your host, Domo Jones, and I am super excited about this episode. Like, beyond the veil, I'm excited. Super, super, super excited. All right, so let's get into the house rules. House rules. No bashing. Wait. No profanity. We're going to start from the top. Start from the top. No, we'll start from the top. No profanity. I don't do that over here. Hey, what's up, Vic? We don't do that over here. No profanity. It's so many words. It's too many. It's like it's way too many words. It's way too many words. So what we're about to do is we're about to use all the words, and that's on period. And then also no bashing of race, religion, gender, politics, or sexual preferences. Cause you're do it. I mean, do I really gotta explain it? Like it makes sense to me. And it should make sense to you too. We don't do that over here. Like we all family. All y'all invited to the barbecue and tell them I sent you. Who gonna check for me? Who gonna check for me? Exactly. Cause anybody gonna check for me? All y'all kinfolk. All your cousins, all your uncles, all your aunties, all your grandma, I need you to bake me a cake, like all that jazz. You feel me? And that's on period. This show is called 1 Billion Brave because it represents the 1 billion people of the world that have a disability and or medical condition. Old heads. Y'all know what I'm about to say. Newcomers. Catch on quick. Lady O, Tyler Perry, and Mother Ava DuVernay. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. I'm coming to see all y'all. It makes sense. Like, okay, let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all for the old heads because some people don't know how it's gonna be. All right, so lady, I'm coming to the house first, right? Hey girl, how you doing? Great. Where you want to sit? Preferably outside in your lawn or your garden, the Garden of Eden. You feel me? Because it's starting to get sunny outside. Chop it up. I'm probably gonna have like a show on your network. Okay, thank you for your time. We'll chat later. And then after it's time for you, tea and crumpets and whatnot. Then after it's time for you, first of all, what are crumpets? Because I feel like I'm allergic to them, but I'm not really sure. Okay, but anyway, that's for another day. And then after that, Tyler Perry. I mean, where do we begin? We have so many places to meet up. We can go to your house, one of them. We can go to your stew. We can even go to your pilot center. Like it doesn't even matter. Let's chop it. Oh, they're biscuits. Okay, I'm not really sure if I'm allergic to those, so we may be a little skeptical about the crumpets. You feel me? But we gonna chop it up. We got a lot to talk about. I have so many. Just my life alone. Easy 8 seasons of something. Easy. I mean, that's just off top. And I probably got a Lifetime movie, and I probably got a Netflix movie, and I probably got dot bars. Starting early, Domo. You starting early. And I probably got dot. God, you killing the game already. That's amazing. That's amazing how you could just off the top of the dome. And I want to go to Rome. Oh, no, finish the house rules because it's too much too soon. Finish the house rules first. Finish the house rules. Okay, so then after Lady O and after Tyler Perry, then it's time for us to get our locks done at Rockefeller. Me and Mother Ava DuVernay, we gonna be in chair one, chair two, chopping it up. Movie reels, movie reel. Come on, movie reels, Hollywood spills. Oh, Hollywood spills and movie reels. Oh. It makes sense in my head. So when it happens, thinking not strange because y'all heard it here live and then in living color we can. All right, so this on this show, this is a very important. Okay, all jokes aside, like this is a very important house rule for real. I gotta be serious. I gotta put on my serious face. We talk about Jesus Christ on this show. I always do. I be spitting the bars, and I'm not even from Mars. Killing the game. We talk about Jesus Christ on this show. I mean, JC is what? The way to be. JC is the way to be. And that's on period. What else are we talking about? I mean, and we talking about the fact that he rose. Gabe is already starting. He rose. My man not even here. That's crazy. My man died and then left the game. How you gonna left the scene with a gangster link? Child. Get Jesus in your life. Because he over here doing some crazy stuff and I want to be a part. Okay? Whatever you're doing in this season, please don't do it without me. Don't do it without me because you're doing some major stuff. How you gonna die then get up and head out? What? Child. And then you're gonna neatly fold your stuff and God. And you left with grace. Child. I'll take 3. Please. The nails. Oh. Okay. That was good. That was good. That was good. All right, so we just talked about Jesus Christ. I'm not talking about no other shows. Ain't no shows. Hey, you do your thing over there. But over here, he the main. And we're gonna keep him the main. Cause that's our source. And that's all period. All right, this is the last house rule for like I'm not even playing around, like all jokes aside, like I'm really not even playing around. All right, last house rule. This show is one of the very few shows that has a hostess with a disability that interviews guests with disabilities. Did I say that real slow? That y'all can understand? Because I feel like I said that very fast. We gonna run that back one more time. This show is one of the very few shows that has a hostess with a disability that interviews guests with disabilities and or medical conditions. Get you one of us in your circle. Need I say more? Get you one of us in your circle. Because we are top tier. We're top tier. Duh. Jared, I see you. I do. Shout out to Jared. All my tattoos that you see are by him. All my tattoos are by Jared. And we appreciate you, Jared. Cause you the business. For real, for real, for real. All right, so that's house rules. I appreciate everyone for listening to my house rules because they serious. They for real house rules. Like you can't get past nothing without hearing the house rules. Don't step foot further in this house without getting the house rules. You feel me? All right, so this month, as you guys know, this season we're starting something new. We want to represent and pay homage to all the awareness ribbons, whether it be cancer or whether it just be awareness, all the awareness ribbons of of there is of that we have, and that's okay. We just gonna represent them all because I don't know if y'all know, but breast cancer is not the only ribbon. Pink is not the only color that we represent in this world. There are a plethora, huh? And we gonna acknowledge them. All right, so this month, April, what we got, Gabe? Can you show us, please? Come on, autism. Autism Awareness Month. That's what this month is. I love the color scheme. Like I love the color combination and I love the puzzle pieces. The puzzle place. The puzzle place. We're going to the puzzle place. Come on. Do y'all remember that song? No? All right, that's cool. Just me. All right, cool. Gabe, can you put it down so they can see it? Thank. Dang, why you trying to cover my face up for? For that long for? Golly, I'm not rapping no more. Oh, I just did though. Why you trying to cover up my face for? I'm not even rapping no more. Bars. You're welcome. That was just I just eased that in there. All right, so for those that have autism or that caregive for someone that is on the autism spectrum, we appreciate you. We acknowledge you. All that jazz. Mom Sonia, I love you. I seen you. Sorry. I seen you. Love you. Hey girl. Yeah, we appreciate you, we acknowledge you, and we support you over here on 1 Billion Brave. All right, so before I bring my next guest out, because I'm just so full, I took a nap. So there's that. That's why I'm so like hyper. And then I'm in my spot. I don't know what it is about this corner. This corner gives me energy. I don't know what it is about this corner. Maybe it's the colors of the rainbow in the background. I mean, right there too. All right, so real quick, this is a kind of a serious moment, kind of a acknowledgement moment, really quick. So, a lot of having a disability, living with a disability in the disability community. A lot of times we advocate for like us people that are still in our youth that are dealing with medical conditions, but we never really pay homage or acknowledge the senior citizens that were aged to become disabled or aged to have a medical condition. And they weren't always like that. They weren't. um but I want to pay homage to, and I just want to acknowledge those that are seniors, and those that just have conditions because of age. You didn't ask for it either, just like we didn't ask for it at our age. You didn't ask for it either. It just comes. But we want to pay homage, and for those able bodies, and just for us too, everyone, show grace. Show grace to them because they didn't ask to have what they have. They didn't ask to be slower. They didn't ask to say huh. They didn't ask to repeat themselves. They didn't ask, they didn't ask. So if they want to talk, just let them talk. Just just show grace and love on them because they need it and they didn't ask to be in that position. But it just, yeah, I know for a fact it means a lot when we just show care and we show love and support for everyone, not just the um not just the younger generation of the disabled community, but also the seniors too, because they didn't ask to have it either. They didn't ask to be there. That's my spiel. I'm sticking to it. I love I have a heart for grandparents, and I got a heart. I got a heart. Can you tell? Can I don't know if y'all can tell, but I'm a real old soul. Like, well, I'm goofy, but I'm a real old soul for real, for real, for real. And we gotta love on our seniors as much as we love on people that are younger that have disabilities. We gotta love on our seniors. Cause they got wisdom. I'm gonna tell y'all. Child, sit and listen to them for 10 minutes. They have wisdom. Show grace. Cause when we get there, you're gonna want the youth to show grace with us too. Okay. I'm listen. I'm just saying. Just show grace. Love on them. That's all they not asking for much. They need you to go to the store real quick. Go to the store with a smile. All right. You never know who you blessing. All right, that's my spell. I'm speaking to it. All right, so um, and wait, before I say that real quick, to all the seniors that are watching, to all the seniors that I've come in contact with, I just want to tell you I love y'all. And if somebody say something, somebody do something sideways, bring it to me. I holla at them. I'm for real. I love you guys. I love all you guys. And I appreciate all you guys for real, for real, for real. All right, so now my next guest. Okay, so if you guys watched last week, Powerhouse. Now wait for it. Wait for it. My guest this week is the head of the household of my guest that was last week. We got the husband. I can't even get it out all the way. Cause I'm just, if y'all saw it last week, then y'all know. Man, people still talking about it. I'm still talking about it. My guest, Teresa, she was just so dope. She done got me right. I was feeling some type of way last week. Child, I ain't dealing with nothing. She got me back right. So you know, my guest this week is her husband. What? Let me get myself together now. Cause you know this is about to be another top tier guest elevation, all that. This about to be another. Are y'all ready? It don't even matter because we just about to bring him out. Gabe, can you bring out Mike, please? Please.
Hey
What
Domo, how
up?
you doing?
What's going on, my man?
Not much. I'm excited to be here with you.
Thank you so much for. I appreciate you so much for just accepting my invitation to grace the stage. I appreciate it, and I'm super excited.
Oh, you're very welcome. I know Teresa really enjoyed talking with you and talking with your audience, and we just, you know, we really appreciate the opportunity for sure.
Let's, let's go. Let's get it. Mom
All
Charlotte, I
right.
see you. I love you. Lisa, I see you. I love you. All right, so let's get into it. Without further ado, can you tell us where you're from and the name of your disability or medical condition, please?
Sure. M- my name is Michael Blaes, and I am my wife and I and our special needs daughter all live in Alamogordo, New Mexico, and I am legally blind and legally deaf.
What? Okay, so disclaimer, y'all. I don't know his story either. Wow. What? You're legally blind and legally deaf?
I am, yeah. I have a real issue with hearing. Most of the time, I wear hearing aids.
Wow. Okay, so let's start. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so let's start from the top. Man. So let's start with the blindness. So how did you find out what happened?
Well, when I was about 6 years old, this is this is my this is my belief. I don't know for sure because I really don't know. The condition I have is called pars planitis,
Hmm.
and what happens is the eyes will let off skin cells inside the eye. The vitreous in the eye will let off skin cells. So what ends up happening is you end up with all these floaters in your eye. And I believe it started when I was 6. I took a 9.5 foot drop out of a tree and ended up with a severe concussion. And after that, I just saw floaters, started seeing little floaters, didn't really understand what they were. Uh, and then when I was about 9, I got hit in the head with a basketball from behind. And that next morning, I woke up and my entire inside of my peripheral vision was filled with floaters. The best way I can describe it is like I'm sure you've seen those nature films with the bees. When the
Yeah.
bees are flying around, that's what I was seeing. And I'll never forget it. I walked in my mom's bedroom and I said, "Mom, I got a problem. I can't see." And of course, she's like, "Okay, we'll get this figured out." And, doctors and doctors and doctors, you know how that goes. I
Yeah.
couldn't figure out what was going on, did all kinds of tests. Finally, we got a hold of someone who had some knowledge. You know, my dad was retired. My dad was military, retired military, and
Mhm.
so I had military dependent benefits at the time, and so they flew me to San Antonio, and the doctor goes, "I think you got parsponitis, but we got to do a anesthesia observation under anesthesia to find out." So they did that, and yep, you got parsponitis. The only problem with parsponitis is the only medication that helps it is to stop the inflammation that causes cataracts. So in addition to losing having all the floaters and dealing with all of that, now all of a sudden I've got to have my lenses removed because they're clouded over. And so I had cataracts. And because of the inflammation, they couldn't replace the lenses. So I'm what they call a phakic, which means I don't have lenses in either eye now. My glasses serve as my lenses.
Wow.
So everything has been pretty stable. Normally, the funny thing is, normally the condition doesn't show up till you're like between the ages of 30 and 40.
Mhm.
And I started getting it when I was first diagnosed with it when I was 10 years old. So,
Really?
yes,
So with
ma'am.
that, because you were diagnosed at a younger age than typically, um, did they tell you that you would have to, um, learn differently or
No,
do things differently? Okay.
no. See, that was the thing. It's like, it wasn't until seventh grade that we started. I think I had a special needs math class if I remember right.
Mhm.
But for the most part, I was just in mainstream classes. But in seventh grade, my mom, I was getting bullied. I was getting really picked on, and I wasn't doing well in my classes. And my
Mhm.
mom was like, "You know what? This is not working. I think Mike probably ought to repeat the seventh grade year, and we're going to move him over to this other school, which is a school where they have a program for the visually impaired." And
Mhm.
so I went there for seventh and eighth grade, and learned some skills. Uh, but it wasn't really until I see I was a junior in high school, and I went to the Texas School for the Blind for their summer program,
Mhm.
and ended up learning some things of mobility and some other things. Um, and then the next the I don't know, it was probably when I was 30. I ended up going to the New Mexico orientation program for the blind, run by the Commission for the Blind, and they actually taught us how to operate as a blind person. I
Mhm.
learned Braille, I learned cooking, I learned cleaning, I learned my living skills, I learned mobility. And one of the things that they did, and it was the hardest thing I'd ever done in my life, they blindfolded you for 8 hours a day
Oh gosh.
so you could learn to operate as a blind individual. And I'm glad they did that because
Yeah.
now my confidence level, it used to be I'd get in a dark room or out, and I would feel this fear just come on me. But now it's like, okay, I can figure this out,
Right.
and and figure it out. So that training helped my confidence level immensely.
So did that help, like, are you able to, I know at home, of
Yeah.
course, because you know where everything is. But when it comes to like going outside sources, outside places, do you have like a certain technique you use? Do you like touch corners or touch walls or like how do
Um,
you
I'm not using a cane all the time.
mm-hmm.
I don't get out. Don't I honestly don't get out much with our special needs kiddo.
Mm-hmm.
We are limited because no, obviously we can't leave her here by herself.
Right.
She's 17, but she's got the mentality of about an 8-year old. Uh,
Wow.
so it's not autism, but it's very similar to autism. She's partly incontinent, so when when things are going on with her, of course, her she's our focus.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did that stem from birth?
It did. One we think Teresa was on seizure meds, anti-seizure meds during her
Mm-hmm.
first trimester,
Mm-hmm.
and we think that caused some of the birth defects that she had. She was born with multiple holes in her heart. She was
Oh wow.
born with a trach, not born with a trach. She had scoliosis. She had her eyes were underdeveloped. Let me think what else, because there's a lot. Scoliosis, and then of course the developmental delay on top of all of that craziness.
Mm-hmm.
She's an amazing little girl. I mean,
I bet. I know she is. I already know she's amazing. So I want to ask
she's
you this because your wife has a medical condition. Your wife is considered blind and she
yes,
has other conditions. And
yes,
then now learning with your condition. Right now we're speaking of the blindness. And
yes,
then now you're dealing with your daughter. How do you
yes.
guys maneuver or just try to function with having a child with developmental delays?
We are very fortunate in that because we have a good team of caregivers that work for us,
Hmm.
and make sure that that those kind of needs are taken care of. They do things like help us keep track of meds and make sure that medications are given on time, and help with the bathing and the and all all of that stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, we've got some really good people around us, and I thank God for them every day.
Okay, listen, I thank God for him too because it takes a village, and you never really understand what that means
Oh
until
yeah.
till you need that village for
No,
sure.
you're absolutely right. It's I with the philosophy that I was instilled in me was an independent philosophy.
Yeah,
So it really took a lot for me to realize that we had to change our way of thinking and to accept the help that we need. And just because you have help doesn't make you lesser of a person. It doesn't make you har I could not do what we do if we didn't have the help.
that part right there.
We couldn't do it.
That part right there. And
Right
I
now,
think
my daughter's in Albuquerque. She's at a doctor's appointment with her main caregiver, and she's in Albuquerque right now, getting that issue dealt with.
mhm.
And we I mean, we couldn't do it.
Man, I'm glad that you guys changed you guys' mindset. Teresa, I see you. Your wife is on. Woo! Listen. Hey, girl.
Wave, Therese.
Hey, girl. Um,
Uh, oh, is she behind me? I didn't see her. Oh, I
I
guess she must.
well, I see her. She commented.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I see her commenting.
That's
But
my baby.
I, girl, I love her. I love her. I love her.
I do
Um,
too, man. We've been married for 20 years, and
20.
we've
Okay, so let's talk about that because it's very rare to find two people that deal with medical conditions um
mhm,
that are thriving, because you guys marriage is thriving.
yeah.
So um from you as the man, as the male, as the husband,
Mhm.
what made you gravitate to your wife?
Oh man, it was a total God thing.
Yeah.
I was in another relationship with another lady, and she ended up dumping me. It wasn't a good situation, and I'll never forget it. I was driving from with my mom. My mom was bringing me back because I used to work at an Air Force base near here, and I was one of the base operators.
Mhm.
And my mom told me, we were driving back, and she's like, "You need to be honest with God and tell Him what you want." And I'm like, Lord, I don't want to be alone anymore. I'm tired of being alone. And, kind of tabled it at that point. And
Yeah.
that night at work, I was working a midnight to 8 shift. And, my boss was really cool about letting us call out as long as we were manning the switchboard doing our job to help
Mhm.
us stay awake. Especially, man, it's hard to stay awake 1, 2 o'clock in the morning when
Right.
you're in a building all by yourself.
Yeah.
And so I called Teresa was staying at her friend's house, who was actually the lady that introduced us, a lady named
Mhm.
Alicia. And she introduced us. And, I liked her. She was friendly. We were cool. And then I called Teresa up, and we just started talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. Next thing you know, it's 5 o'clock the next morning. And Teresa's like, I'm going to bed now. And it was starting to get busy, so I needed to hang up anyway and finish out my shift. Uh, so that afternoon, I got up and I called her up and I said, "Hey, I I want to. Would you like to go out to dinner with me? No, no strings, no, just as friends." And she said, "Sure, we can do that." So I think it was I can't remember if it was Applebee's or Chili's. And we went out and we were sitting there at the table, and I ordered a strawberry daiquiri for her and one for me. And she just was acting like really nervous. And I I looked at her and I'm like, "What's wrong?" And she said, "I'm just afraid that you're going to take advantage of me." And
Mhm.
I said, "Hey, I'm not that way." And I reached over and I touched her hand, and sparks shot across our hand. And I'm like, "Where did that come from?" So, you know, we dated for about 6 months, and it just got to the point where we were going to end up in sin for
Yeah.
sure. We were going to end up in sin. And one of the things that had happened is my roommate was away during the holiday, and Teresa didn't feel comfortable being at the house where she was staying while by herself.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, well, you can hang out with me. It's cool. And so one thing leads to another, and you know how it goes.
Right.
Uh, and I remembered that scripture where Paul talked about it's better to, if you can't keep your hands on, and I'm paraphrasing extremely, um, if you can't keep your hands off each other, then go ahead and get married, because
Go.
being
That's it.
married is preferable to the torture that you'll feel from being single. And yeah, I looked at Teresa and I reminded her, I told her about the scripture, and I said, babe, maybe we ought to go ahead and do this. And we talked to an elder at our church, and he said,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it would probably be a good idea if you did. So we went ahead and went to the justice of the peace and got married. And he um, we caught hell from my folks, and we
Mm.
caught hell from Teresa's folks. They were so mad because they wanted us to wait till that next December. And here it is, January. We're going to have to wait almost a whole year to get married, and you know, all the temptations and stuff that we're going. And so we got married, and it's the best thing I ever did. You know,
That
they
is beautiful.
they talk about how marriage completes you.
Yeah.
Literally, if you are married and your heart is right before God, your that spouse is part of you.
Right.
As a man shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and the two will become one. And that's
Right.
not just a physical one, that's a spiritual one,
Right.
that's a mental one. It's like
Right.
Teresa and I complete each other's sentences sometimes. We
I
are
love
we are
that.
that close. But our biggest rule is we don't go to bed angry ever.
Yep.
And I mean, there's been some times because you go to bed angry, you're going to build up a root of bitterness.
Right. That's true.
And so we made that rule and we stuck to it, and it served us well. So
I
here we
love
are
that.
20 years later.
20 years. Come on. I think that's that is so beautiful. And I commend you as the man. I commend you um just for taking that step because you know it's the right thing to do. Like
It is.
I commend you. Wipe her up, okay? Wipe if you see wipe her up. Now I do have a question
Yeah.
because both of you guys do deal with medical conditions. So
Yes.
when it came down to the quality of life, like just living an everyday life with both of you guys' medical conditions, how
Yeah.
did you guys learn how to mesh that together to form a living situation?
Well, eh, you do what you have to do.
Hmm.
It's not anything, it's not anything that anybody who doesn't have a disability has to do. It's the fact that, the Bible says for richer, for poorer, for better, for worse, it's sickness and in health. And, we live that.
Yeah.
When she's down, I'm usually up. When I'm down, she's up, you know, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And I mean, I've had people. One of the things that I fought when when Mandy was so sick. Mandy is our daughter.
Hmm.
Uh, when Mandy was so sick, is well, you're too busy taking care of your wife to take care of your daughter.
Mm.
And I said, I and you might have to divorce your wife just to get your daughter back because we went through a period when we fought for our custody
Yeah.
because people would sit there and question our ability to parent because of our disabilities.
Wow.
And my comment it was my mother actually, and I told her, I said, you know what part of till death do you part do you not get? And I stuck by it.
Man.
You know,
That's a man
it,
of valor right there.
the thing is, if you are going to swear a vow before God that you're going to love your wife and you're going to support her and you're going to be there in sickness and in health and etc., then you better do it.
You
Otherwise,
come on.
I really question your integrity.
Ooh wee. That's good. That's good.
And I'm not a perfect man, and Teresa's not a perfect woman, but I love the lady with all my heart, and I know
Right.
she loves me, and we do what we have to do to make sure that that needs are met and the issues are taken care of, and we live a life.
And that's it. That's all. I appreciate your perspective on how you treat your wife, no matter what condition she lives in, and how you treat your daughter, and how you view your wife and your daughter. That just says a lot for you as a man, and for you as someone that has
It's
a heart.
God.
And yeah,
It's
I
God. It's
that's
right
so
there.
big.
It's the Holy Spirit. It's like you have this relationship with the creator of the universe, and he expects you to live your life a certain way.
Right.
Eh, You know, it's so important.
I agree. I definitely agree. Um, I think you're the depiction of what for better or for worse is, because everyone thinks that marriage, you have to have like a certain look, and you guys break that stigma.
We do.
Even just raising your daughter, you guys break that stigma of what marriage is supposed to look like. And some if someone's sick, someone got to be better to say, uh.
No,
If God is in the middle, He got everything.
that's it. And if he's going to put you in that situation or allow you to be in that situation, then he's going to provide everything that you need to make it happen.
That's it right there. That's it right there. Man, listen. Okay, you just encourage so many people. You first of all, you encourage me, but you encourage so many people, um, to not go by what it looks like.
Exactly.
Go by God, and that's it.
Exactly.
Go by God.
And
I
the same thing
appreciate that.
applies to disabilities, Domo.
Yeah.
I mean, I, I feel I see so many people that are disabled, especially in the blind community. And the only thing that they have uh, the wherewithal uh, to want to do is to, okay, I'm going to collect that check, and I'm just gonna do live barely above my means. No criticism for anybody that's on Social Security, because we're on Social Security. It's our
Hmm.
main source of income. But
Right.
Teresa and I are not satisfied with being there.
Yeah.
We want, just because you're disabled doesn't mean you can't do stuff for yourself. You can't earn an income for yourself.
That's it right there. We don't have limits.
Exactly. No limits. The only
We don't
limits
have
that you
limits.
have is what you put on yourself.
That's it right there. Because the thing is, God made you the way you are for a reason. He know what he was
Exactly.
doing, and everything that he makes is perfect. So you mean to tell me, even in this condition that I have, I'm still perfect in God's eyes? Can't
You
nobody
better
tell
believe
me
it.
nothing.
That's it. That's it exactly.
I wish more people had that perspective, especially in the disabled community, to see the value that they do have. A lot of times we look at the things that we can't do.
Hmm.
And even we just look at the society that we live in, and the perfection that they put in the forefront, and we
Hmm.
try to compare that to us, but we're not them
No, no.
at all.
And the last thing I ever want to do is to judge. There's a famous, I think it's an Arabic saying. It's never judge a man till you walk a mile in his shoes. No, that's an Indian saying. Actually, that's an Indian saying. Never judge a man till you've walked a mile in his shoes.
Okay, I'll give you walk to the light. You don't even
E-
gotta walk a whole mile. Walk a block.
Yeah,
Because you don't know. Missy, I say you love you. No limits. Exactly. No limits at all. For sure, for sure. Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Like, please don't I don't even want you to don't even tap in to coming over here without knowing exactly what I need you to be in the full throttle. Lace up these boots. in my life so you can see exactly everything that people deal with for sure before you just see the chapter that you came in.
And we if you have a the call if you are a follower of Christ, then you have a call on your life. You have a group of people that you are called, commissioned, and set aside to reach.
That part right there.
And if you call yourself a follower, I don't like the word Christian because I think so many Christians are fake,
Hmm.
because it's not, you know, being calling yourself a Christian doesn't make yourself a Christian. What makes yourself a Christian is following Christ,
Right.
following his example, doing what he told you to do.
Hmm.
And we all have our crosses.
Right.
We all have burdens. We all have challenges in our life, but we live our life to the absolute best of our ability, and we do what God has called us to do.
Right. Exactly. And I think that the way God called me is not the way God called somebody else. And I feel like if
Exactly.
I didn't deal with, if I wasn't in this body in this situation, I wouldn't be able to reach those people.
Exactly. I'd
That's
love to
why
hear
God
your
placed it.
story sometime, Domo.
Say that again.
I would love to hear your story sometime.
Okay, well, listen. You know what? I'm going to, a lot of people don't really know like everything that I deal with. So you know what? Because of you, I'm going to have an episode where I just tell my life from start
Okay.
to finish, everything that I dealt with. Um,
I got a
just
better idea, actually.
oh gosh.
Why don't we have you on our podcast? Now, Teresa's
Okay.
the main host, but the show is the Unresolved Life podcast. We're just getting ready to relaunch it. We're doing it seasonally
Yes.
now, and we'll have to make that happen. That'll be fun.
I am so with it. I for sure. Yes. The answer is yes for sure. I would
Awesome.
love to be on your show.
All right,
I'm
we'll make it
excited about it.
happen.
For okay. Because listen, it's about collaboration. We're collaborating.
Exactly. I mean,
Collaborating.
it's the group. It's that. Oh, my brain just locked. Uh, uh, it's that group effort, if you
Yes.
will.
Yeah.
Nobody. You don't build a successful podcast by yourself.
So true. You really don't. You really don't. You can't. Because you don't have all the answers
No, you don't.
at all. And then other people has other things that they know that you probably never even thought of. And yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to make that happen.
Okay, I'm for sure with it. I'm definitely for sure with it. Michael, thank you again so much
Oh, you're
for
welcome.
coming on and just sharing your journey and just also giving us nuggets and insights, okay, on how we supposed to live. I appreciate it so much.
You're welcome. Can I share uh if anyone is out there that's trying to figure out for themselves what it is that God is calling them to do, uh please reach out to us. We have our company is Kadosh Media. Our call is to help kingdom entrepreneurs discover their voice and share it. And we do that with the power of podcasting and other
Mhm.
things too, but mainly podcasting. That's our bread and butter. But if anybody would like to have a conversation with us and see what you can do yourself to earn some extra income or fulfill the calling that God has on your life, reach out to us at kadoshmedia.com/consult. And that's KADOSH media.com/consult, CONSULT. We would love to help.
Gabe, can you put that on the screen?
I
I
think you
love
did.
that. I love that for sure. I think a lot of people need your source because they just don't know.
No, they don't.
They don't. Thank you, Gabe.
There we go. Thank you, Gabe.
Thank you. Thank you, Gabe.
There's all our links.
Yes. Everyone, please go follow him. kadoshmedia.com/consult. Um, if your ideas, just anything you can think of, that is what their source is for. That's
Exactly.
what they do.
This is our
And
mission.
yeah, I love it. And Manny's story of Facebook, Michael Blaes. Wait, how do you say your last name?
Blaze. B
Oh,
L.
Michael Blaze. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Blaze. Like fire.
Michael Blaze. Okay, cool. KadosMedia.com. Get that consult, KadosMedia.com/consult and KadoshMedia.com/Mike's book and MandyStory.com. Yeah.
So Mandy's story is not up right now. I just was actually able to recently reclaim the domain. We ended up losing the domain. But Michael Blaze is there. Kadosh Media is there. And if you know how it is when when you're the mechanic,
Yes.
you've got 10 websites out there, and you're like,
Yep.
I'm doing all these other websites. I don't have time to do my own right now.
Yeah. I
So,
definitely do.
but Mandy's story is, I'm gonna get that fixed pretty quick. But Mandy's story is a story of what we went through uh, when with Mandy's health issues, and all. I think it covers about 7 years, as I recall. I
Okay.
stopped. I stopped writing it because we were concerned that we were going to get targeted.
Mm.
So I stopped writing because I found out that some of the powers that be that were against us, they were reading that blog. And
Oh, okay.
but there's about 7 years of posts there.
Oh, wow.
I
Okay,
just need to get
cool.
it back up and running.
Okay. I got you. Well, definitely Michael Blaze for sure. And I'm in kadoshmedia.com for sure.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, wait, before you go, we
Yes,
gotta
ma'am.
ask you the before you go question. I don't know what it is. Gabe's gonna put it on the screen and we're gonna figure it out together. What's something everyone else loves that you secretly find irritating or overrated? What's something that everyone else
Uh,
loves that you secretly find overrated? And how come?
Anime.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I love reality shows. I cannot stand anime. I don't know why. I just not my thing.
Oh my gosh, anime, yes. I don't understand it. Why are you guys so fascinated with this cartoon?
Exactly.
I don't.
Exactly. You know, grown men,
They're right.
50-year-old men, I don't get it. I really
I
don't.
don't get that was good. That was I yeah. I don't understand how these grown adults with real jobs are so fascinated with this anime. You got shirts and you calling your dogs and what?
Something about a refrigerator or
It's oh my that just that I don't never understand that. That was good.
something.
That was good. Well, Michael, thank you again so much for gracing the stage.
Oh,
I
you're
do
welcome.
appreciate it so much. Gabe's gonna put you in the back, and then we're gonna end the show, and we're gonna chat
Thank you, Domo.
after.
God
Thank
bless
you.
you.
God bless you too.
And God bless your audience.
Whoop.
It
Listen,
was
God
fun.
bless all y'all. Come on, I told y'all. I told y'all. I told y'all it's gonna be super dope. Like for real, for real, for real. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I don't take that lightly at all. I definitely appreciate it. And Mike, listen, you're a friend to me. We're friends for life, and that's it. We're locked in. You're stuck with me. I'm stuck with you. And that's it. I'm about to change. I'm about to make a dash behind Jones Blaze. And that's it. It just makes sense. Okay? Family for life. All right, so real quick, church announcements. If you have a disability and or medical condition, or you know someone that has a disability and or medical condition, and you want them to be on the show, holla at me. Let me know. I mean, as you can tell, my guests, the tier just rose even higher. It's crazy. Every time my guest, the tier, higher, 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 higher. Lift Jesus high. Y'all remember that song? Lower, lower, okay, stay focused, Domo. Supernatural power. Okay, stay focused. All right, so if you want to be a guest on the show, or if you know someone that wants to be a guest on the show, holla at me. Wait a minute before I say that. Disclaimer: I need you to have something seriously going on. Don't be coming to me talking about you stubbed your toe. Don't be coming to me talking about you had a paper cut. Don't be coming to me talking about your belt too tight. What that got to do with me? Figure it out. Okay? Figure it out. Thank you, Lisa. I'm so glad somebody knows a song. I don't be tripping. I promise you I don't. But I got 7 billion songs in my head. So, and there's that. If you have a disability or medical condition, or you know someone that wants to be a guest on the show, holla at me. Let me know. Also, next Tuesday, we are live and in living color. Gabe, you on it. I'm gonna add an extra 5 cents to your tab. Okay. 7 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 9 p.m. Central, and 10 p.m. Eastern. Did I say that right? Yeah, I did. 10 p.m. Eastern. We live. I don't know if y'all seen, but my dad just went into Grace's presence and say he's here. I'm not sure why he made that grand announcement in all caps, but here we are. Welcome. You late. You talking about I'm here. What? We about to be over there. Why are you here? I need you to change locations. Cause it's a wrap over here. Get right. Okay. Thank you guys again so much for coming on and tuning in and seeing what we're talking about. I appreciate it. I love y'all. Next week, I'm gonna tell you real quick. Next week, okay, so my birthday is next Wednesday. Tuesday, I'm gonna have a special guest. I'm gonna have a special guest, and you guys are gonna hear a little bit about my life from their perspective. Okay? Because I just feel like y'all should know. Cause yeah, that is what it is. All right, so tune in next week because y'all gonna get a real life depiction of my cousin's perspective of what I be dealing with from her perspective. Okay? Okay? And that's for my birthday. Y'all about to get it. Y'all about to get for real. Behind the scenes. Come on. Behind the scenes. All right, I'm out. I love y'all. Thank you guys so much. We out. And Gabe, get me out. Y'all Gabe. I love y'all. Gabe, get me out of here. Get me out. Get me out. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Gabe, get me out of here. Gabe, that's your cue.